Lots to talk about tonight. Today, last night, of course, there was a debate, and I'm sure you've heard about it. There was a debate between two people. You might have, I don't know. I don't know how up to date you are on things, but both of them are running for president of the United States. The election's coming up. Did you know that? Is anybody surprised that the election's coming up? Former President Donald J. Trump squared off against current Vice President and fellow presidential candidate Kamala Harris, and hilarity ensued. That's I watched some of it this morning. I was driving last night, so I didn't watch it, but I watched some of it this morning, and I watched a bunch of different clips from other parts that I had missed. And really, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to for me. Hilarity ensued because it was kind of brutal. It was kind of brutal. Anyhow, something Trump said last night. He echoed something that he heard. As a matter of fact, I believe he said, "But I watched it on TV. I saw it on TV. I heard a woman tell us on TV about this thing." Now, this thing, I'm sure over the last few days you have bumped into this because it's awful and it's horrible. And it's about one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Springfield, Ohio. J.D. Vance talked about how, the other night, J.D. Vance talked about how Haitian immigrants are stealing, abducting family pets. Kittens and ducks, I think, were the ones that he mentioned. Trump last night mentioned dogs. And eating them. So they're stealing the family pet, and they're eating it. I heard one person say that it was a matter of, I think it was a woman said how her neighbor or her friend's daughter lost a cat and then saw the cat being prepared or something. It comes, it sounds an awful like those stories we heard last year where schools were putting in kitty litter boxes, right, for people who identified as a furry. So they were putting kitty litter boxes in so that they could use the box. Well, what school was it? Well, it was a school that my friend's cousin's best friend's neighbor went to in a state that way. Well, what school? I don't know, but it happened. Trust me, it happened. Count on me, it happened. I read it on the internet. I saw it on TV. It happened. Anyway, I found this image. I found this image of Eric Swalwell. Now, yesterday, Eric Swalwell showed up for question period, and he showed this image, and it has Trump. Trump is hugging a duck and a kitten. Now, you can't see it, but I'll zoom in here. The House Judiciary, GOP, posted this on X. They posted that image, and the top of the image, it says, protect our ducks and kittens in Ohio. So this isn't just a little thing. This is a big thing. This is a big conversation that's being had. It's a incredibly dangerous conversation that's being had. It's an awful thing that is being said about immigrants. Now, again, the original story that I heard was Haitian immigrants. But how long will it be before it turns into immigrants in general? How long will it be before we hear about this immigrants or these immigrants or those immigrants doing these kinds of similar things? How long will it be before somebody just confuses a Haitian immigrant from a Jamaican immigrant or a Mexican immigrant or another immigrant whose skin isn't pale like mine? How long? How long will it be before somebody gets hurt? Now, we've had this conversation before because, well, we often do. Thou shalt not bear false witness. And that's great because in this case, it's really, 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 it's a really important statement from the Bible. Thou shalt not bear false witness. You shall not offer false testimony about your neighbor. You shall not swear falsely about something that your neighbor has done. You can turn it however you like. You can say it however you like. Exodus 20, verse 16. It's number 9 on the top 10 commandments. Do not bear false witness. Now, it's important to understand, I think, especially in this context, that this isn't just about lying. Okay? Lying is a form of bearing false witness, and we shouldn't lie. Well, we can have that conversation another day. There's a morality to lying, but bearing false witness is more than lying. Bearing false witness is about destroying the reputation of a person. Destroying the reputation of a person in front of a judge. Destroying the reputation of a person in a way that's going to lead to really, possibly, huge consequences. If you think about the word witness, think about the word testimony. It's the same, it comes from the same, in our world today, if I said, hey, they're a witness, it means that they saw something happen. They can tell us what it was that happened. Now, if you think about a court of law, if I bear witness, if I sit in the witness box and I offer the story about the people that are in the room, I'm either condemning them or exonerating them. I'm either saying they did something or that they didn't. I'm giving my experience about the moment. I'm telling people how I saw something go down. And again, based on what I say, a judge will make a decision. Okay? A judge will make a decision. If my testimony is true, then the judge hopefully, the judge should make a good and just decision. If my testimony is false, the judge may still, in their mind, offer a good, just decision, but it'll be tainted by what I said, which means their decision will be tainted. Their decision will be imperfect. And the person will either be let off from the consequences or they'll suffer consequences of something that they haven't done. Bearing false witness destroys a person's life. This is a form of false witness. Telling the world that Haitian immigrants are eating ducks and kittens, eating the pets of neighborhood families, is bearing false witness. The Springfield police have said, no, we don't have any cases. There's no reputable evidence, no reputable claims that this is going on. There's no reputable complaints that this is happening. We don't have a whole lot of people knocking on the door saying, oh my God, I can't find Fluffy. I can't find Donald. They're not getting those complaints. This isn't happening. And I read last night, somebody said, well, but they had a town hall meeting about it. No, they didn't. They had a town hall meeting about the immigrants in the community, not about this complaint. This is unfounded. Donald Trump last night said, well, I saw a woman on TV. Well, I saw a guy wearing lots of orange makeup on TV. Doesn't mean the things they said was true. This is going to lead to somebody getting hurt. Pets are really important to us. As we know, right? Half of you guys out there have cats and dogs, and you know how much you love your pet. Pets are really important to us. We're hugely invested emotionally in our pets. And to think that somebody might be stealing our animals, stealing our pets, stealing poor Donald, stealing poor Fluffy to throw them on the barbecue later, that gets us. That gets us in the feels, and that gets us in the gut, right? It would make us sick to our stomach to think somebody might be doing this kind of thing to us. And so, in this case, I can almost imagine a couple of kids, immigrant kids, a couple of kids who aren't pale like me, walking down the street, and they're walking some dog. They're walking their dog. The next thing you know, somebody pulls over. Whose dog is that? None of your business. Well, if you're planning on barbecuing that dog, I can imagine this is just going to get ugly. They're destroying the reputation of an entire segment of the population again. This isn't new, right? They're destroying an entire segment of the population again. They did the same thing with drag queens. They did the same thing with the LGBTQ community. They tie them to horrible, abominable sin and crime. Okay? And an entire segment of the population is now smeared because of it, besmirched because of it. An entire segment of the population is now mistrusted because of unfounded, awful, hate-inducing, purposefully hate-inducing words. These people are going to face the consequences of the judge, the public, the mega crowd, right? Those people who believe that everything coming out of this man's mouth or this party's mouth is the absolute gospel according to DJT. I mean, there's a reason why this is one of the commandments. We must not bear false witness about another person. We must not bear false witness about another person. There is too much at stake, not for us, for them. But should something happen, when we bear false witness against another and something happens, it rests on us. It rests on our shoulders. We're the ones that have to carry that burden, that responsibility. And if we're actually human beings, and we actually care, and we're actually capable of feeling compassion and sympathy and empathy, then that will stay with us forever. Knowing that we said something, knowing that we conveyed a message that added to the harm that was being done to another, conveyed a message that detracted from someone's character. Now, we're going to talk a lot about various things today. But going forward, the truth matters. And in politics, I shouldn't have to lie about my opponent. And in politics, I should not have to create a demon. I should not have to create a boogeyman for my supporters to get my supporters to rally behind me. I should not have to create a monster. I should not have to pretend and lie that someone is a monster in order to maintain support. Amen.